she starts freaking out. Today's episode of Both Sides of Driving is brought to you by Alexander Tactical LLC. He's a friend of the show and a great all-around guy. He's got some great products, great holsters, not just for firearms. We also have some for Gerbers. Check some of his new products out right here. Yeah, those are cool as hell. And if you can, go ahead and go to his Facebook page and leave a like and reach out to him. Go out and check out Alexander Tactical LLC. You can find him on Facebook and his website, alexandertactical.com. Funny story time. I don't know why I thought of this. It just kind of came up randomly. But back when I was growing up, I had a really good group of people, a really strong group of guys I used to hang out with. And as we got older, we always used to play pranks on each other. We would do like the normal pranks, like bean dipping each other. And if you don't know what that is, I'm sorry. And you know, we'd bag each other in our groins and just like stupid stuff like that. Well, as we got older and right before we all graduated, it got a little worse. What we did is one night, one of our friends, and for the sake of the story, we'll just call him Bob. Bob got super drunk one night and was like telling all of us off and like all kinds of different stuff. So we decided to get him back, and we were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna shave his head. Like, we're gonna get his head. Now, Bob had like the nice, like even in high school, he had like super nice hair, perfectly always slicked back, really good looking kid. And we decided that we're gonna sneak into his house. So the best part about this is parents weren't home. He was kind of a little well off. Parents were out doing something. It was him and his sister and his dog, and they had this big ass dog, this big German Shepherd. This thing was a monster, but it was like the nicest dog ever if it knew who you were. So anyways, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. We go, and his front door is locked, of course, because he's, you know, parents are smart. They live in a nice house. They want their shit broken into. But we end up jimmying the window, and it was one of those windows that like it has 2 latches, but if you don't latch one and you latch the other, it doesn't latch all the way and seal all the way. So the one latch wasn't done. So we were able to jimmy this window open, and it was still kind of tough. But we were able to push it open and start sneaking in. When we get like 2 of us out of the 5 of us that were going to do this into the house, and we hear the dog, and of course it's pitch black, but we hear the dog, you know, we're like, Rico, you know, the dog's name's Rico. We're like, Rico, come here. And he starts wagging his tail, and he's happy, and like he realizes it's us, so it's like not a big deal. The dog doesn't warn him at all. And where Bob's room was like, their house was kind of big, but where Bob's room was right next to his sister's room, and then they had a guest bedroom. Well, we go into his room, sneak in and everything like that, or all being quiet, and we go into his bedroom and he's not in there. So we're like, well, they had set up an Xbox in the guest bedroom, and sometimes Bob would fall asleep in there while he's playing Xbox. He would just like fall asleep and then it would turn off. We sneak in there and Xbox is on, TV's on, and someone's under the covers. Well, we really can't see who, didn't pay attention. We just got too hyped up. We're like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna get him. So literally 3 people are over the bed, and the plan was I was gonna pull the covers. My 3 buddies were gonna hold him down, and then the other guy with the clippers was gonna like buzz his head real quick. I mean, in our heads, this seemed like a real good idea, and it was gonna be hilarious, but we pull the covers, and the clippers by this time, literally, like by the time we grab the covers, bzz, like they're on. So we pull the covers, and my buddy next to me goes to shave, and he gets like the scalp. Whoa. And as he's doing it, he goes straight across, no kidding, from like the back to the front. We realize it's his sister. And she starts freaking out. And we're like, oh my God, we're done. Like, first of all, she didn't really like us anyways. She was a year older than us, and especially because she didn't end up like doing anything with her life. Like, she just kind of was mooching off her parents because they got money. Like, it was funny, but at the same time, like, we were super screwed, because now she's woke up screaming. Bob comes running into the room with a baseball bat, getting ready to fuck everybody up. And then he realizes it's us, and then he starts busting out laughing because here she is with a chunk of her hair in her hand, and she's freaking out, and this buzz mark right across her scalp. So anyways, she's freaking out. She calls her mom and dad. We bolt, right? We run out of the house and everything like that. Well, Bob calls us a couple hours later and it's like, thank you guys so much. That was awesome, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, what? Like, dude, are we getting in trouble with your parents? Like, what's gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh yeah, no, my parents hate you guys. But, you know, my sister was super mean to me and was really like saying some mean stuff to me today. And this was like amazing, perfect way to get her back. And she thought that I planned it. And I was just like, no, man. Remember the other night when you got trashed and you were saying like terrible shit to us? I was like, we were going to do it to you for saying mean stuff to us. And he was like, oh, that's messed up. I was like, well, we told you we were going to buzz your head if you didn't stop, and you didn't listen to us. So we were going to do it. He's like, well, anyways, thanks for getting my sister for me. You know, watching her now not have any hair on one side of her head is hilarious. So the moral of that story is, pay attention when you pull some covers back before you're about to buzz someone's head. Make sure it's actually them before you do it. Oh man, that shit cracks me up. If you guys want to help me out, please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, leave a like, and comment if you want. Share with all your friends and inner circle if you can. And if you want to help me out even more, go to my Facebook page at Both Sides of Driving and like my page. If you want to reach out, send me a message. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'd love to hear from you. That's all for today's Both Sides of Driving. I appreciate everything you guys do. Let's have some fun.